Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's contest. My name is Jeff Brooke, and I'm honored to be invited to share some thoughts that the coaching staff has put together about our remarkable senior class. The class of 2020 has enjoyed and built upon the tradition of Wheaton Academy soccer. We are thrilled that the group of 15 freshmen that began their Warrior experience 4 years ago has 11 finishing their 4th year in the program. This group has tasted the IHSA state tournament with a 3rd place finish in 2017 and participated in one of the program's best team records in the 2018 campaign. They have helped lead the program through a change in coaching staff, served on Project Lead, invested in local soccer leagues for the youth of the community, and taken mission trips to multiple countries. They have embraced opportunities to lead through service, and we are incredibly grateful and proud of their 4 years in Wheaton Academy soccer. We're going to talk about some player highlights and introduce you to our senior class. Soren Whitquist Bailey is the son of Lenan and Dave. Over the last 4 years, Soren has represented the highest work ethic and character and has never sought the spotlight. He has scored in big games and defended great attackers. He knows every player's name in the program and has graciously received the nickname, The Reverend, for his heart for Christ. Thank you for being a rallying point for everyone in our program. Soren. Andrew Hoekstra is the son of Candace and Brian. So far in the 2019 season, Andrew and his defense have posted 3 shutouts and 38 saves. He routinely makes difficult saves look easy, and this year's team will always remember his breakaway save against St. Ed's and the PK save in the PepsiCo showdown. Being a goalkeeper is no small task, and Andrew has modeled a team-first attitude since he put on a maroon shirt. He has challenged other keepers in the program and turned to younger ones, all while celebrating his teammates' success. Thank you, Andrew. We are grateful for you. Christopher Eklund is the son of Brenda and Brian. Over the last 4 years, Chris has demonstrated his versatility and competitiveness by playing virtually every position on the field. He has demonstrated his humility by attending every practice and games, even since breaking his foot. He records stats, he gives pep talks, and he cheers the team on without a moment of self-pity or complaining. An incredible attribute. While this was not the senior year he had dreamed up, Chris has been a special player, a special person, and given us a look into a heart after the Lord's. Thanks for being a steadfast servant and leader. Chris Eklund. Alan Rodriguez Jr. is the son of Olinda and Alan Sr. During his time at Wheaton Academy, Alan has invested in the campus community in many ways, and will leave big shoes to fill in multiple arenas. This season, he has played a key role in our build-up and scored an overtime winner against Riverside Brookfield. Alan is a young man of high aspirations and big dreams. He's not afraid to challenge himself and others to achieve something that may seem daunting to others. Thank you for teaching us to aim high and to work hard to get there. Alan Rodriguez Jr. Samuel Frostlin is the son of Heather and Jim. Since joining the program, Sam has had a flair for the highlight reel and a well-timed joke. His competitiveness will be missed in the years ahead, just like his full volleys at training and at the PepsiCo finals against Morton just a year ago. Sam approached the coaching staff over the summer asking how to maximize his senior year. It has been great to watch him respond to our challenges and grow as a leader, teammate, and a friend. Thanks for reminding us that this game is supposed to be beautiful. Well done, Sam Frostlin. Justin Riddle is the son of Carrie and Michael. Over the last 4 years, Justin has embodied what it means to be a servant. He went on a short-term sports ministry trip last spring and returned with a transformed view of ministry and how it can pair with the game of soccer. He has thoroughly sown seeds as to how the game can be enjoyed through Christ. There is no task too small or too inconvenient for this servant leader. He will do anything anyone asks with a smile and enthusiasm. He has set a high bar for training and intensity and attention to detail. It was fitting for him to score the opening goal against Elmwood Park this year by doing the right thing at the right time. Thank you, Justin, for your remarkable work as a servant leader. Justin is good. Let's go ahead and say a quick prayer over the rest of your class. You just bow your head right where you're at. We'll just lift this group up to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for this senior class. Thank you for making each individual who are bringing them together here at Wheaton Academy, for allowing Kingdom Soccer to be something that brings us together in community. We thank you for the story that has been written in their lives here. We pray that you give them glorified for their efforts and their energy. And we just pray a special blessing on them and their family, parents, that they would be launched forward to do great work in your name to make you incredibly famous. Thank you for them. Bless them in remarkable ways. For all this in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you, seniors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is September the 26th. Joining us on Performance Trust Field tonight, it's senior night as the Warriors take on the St. Francis Spartans. I'm joined tonight by senior and former soccer player here for the Wheaton Academy program, Lars Castle. Lars, thanks for being here tonight.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we just saw a bunch of starters, all seniors, yeah?
Yep.
Is this going to be a... Do we lose anything with a bunch of seniors in this starting lineup?
No, actually, we have, I believe all 11 seniors are 11 starters are seniors this year, and it's a very strong group. As being as a senior this year, we have a very talented group of seniors this year.
Yeah, is it? I mean, 11 seniors on this team. That's a lot of seniors.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Big shoes to fill for the junior class, but I think they can do it.
Talk to us about what we're seeing right here at half field.
So here we have Logan Finnegan and Chris Eklund on the ball. Chris Eklund unfortunately broke his ankle prior to the season this year, and so it's just an honor for him to be able to have the first kickoff, as he won't be able to play for the majority of the rest of his year.
Yeah, I think we hear the bench getting a little loud and chattery because, I mean, it's a big moment for him. Just the chance to actually put on the uniform, right? Even in that, I'm sure it means a lot. And we kick it out of bounds. Here's the sub. As hugs all around for our man Chris. So, haven't heard, but for sure not going to be in the lineup for at least a couple of weeks. I mean, maybe even a month. It looks like he's running off.
Yeah, he looks to be in good shape. I saw him on a scooter this morning. A little. So
he is active.
So he is doing well.
All right. Well, Lars, I mean, if the viewers who tuned in on Tuesday were watching, and St. Ed's, St. Ed's gave us a little bit more of a battle than we thought they would. Did you hear how it ended?
Yeah, I heard brilliant goal from Andrew Ramirez.
Yeah.
It was his first varsity goal, which is very impressive for a junior. I mean, considering we have 11 seniors.
Yeah. And with 20 seconds left, it kind of reinforces the old adage, never give up, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to let things just kind of lull and play to overtime, but with 40 seconds left, they made a strong push. Things are pretty impressive. So, just to give you a heads up in terms of what we see up front, we've got Alex Howland and Alan Rodriguez up near the top. Daniel Rinchenkov in number 20. I talk about it all the time, but you've seen it. Daniel's got good speed, doesn't he?
He is one of the fastest players I've ever seen at Wheaton Academy. And just when he uses his speed, he is very dangerous down the sidelines.
I see a lot of the play from Wheaton Academy go up the middle. Sometimes I see it start to move down the sidelines, but so much of their drive comes from Logan. And Logan tends to be in the middle of the field. So a lot of times I see the ball kind of getting into this. You see Solomon down the middle. They were going to make a short pass to Sam right there. But rarely do I see a long ball go out wide and then fed across the middle. But that's a strategy they're probably working on.
Yeah, part of Cody Snoffer, his coaching strategy is to use a lot of the middle, because we have three very strong midfielders in Sam Frosla, Logan Finnegan. And I think their ability to possess the ball just allows us to keep the ball a majority of the game, and this just tires out the other team and just gives us an advantage towards the end of the game.
Number 10 here from St. Francis, Corrigan, throws the ball in. So, when we get towards the end of this, down here towards this end of the field, if you got a guy that's got a good throw in, which it looks like Corrigan's going to, it almost turns into a chance for a corner kick. A little less pace on it, but, former keeper, right, Lars?
Yeah.
You get a little nervous every once in a while there.
Oh, every once in a while you get a guy that can throw it deep into the box, and it just creates almost like a corner set piece, and just allows for a different kind of threat for the other team.
Finnegan with the ball there, gets it out wide here to Daniel Rinchenkov. Looking, maybe sees Allen, going to turn it in up the middle. Send Howland on the side there.
That's something Daniel loves to do. He loves to get onto his right foot and just dribble into the middle and then play out wide. You can see him do that multiple times throughout the game.
Talked about some of those other seniors here that are on the field that weren't starting on Tuesday. Actually, probably haven't started that often. Justin Riddle's one of those that's fighting for the ball right now. Justin, a workhorse, right?
Absolutely. You will never see him taking a play off.
And I mean, at some point, we don't see what happens in practice. And you need a guy like Justin who's been there for 4 years, knows the program, pushes every guy. Yeah, he wants to start, but he also knows his role in the team.
Yeah, he's just a behind the scenes kind of guy. He's just pushing people, make them work harder, and just overall, he's the kind of guy you need in the team because he just makes other people better, even though if he's not seeing the field a lot. Along with another player that didn't see the field but is just pushing people hard is Noah Sajkovic. He's another 4-year soccer player, and he is just a workhorse as well. He's also part of a jokester. You see, he loves to make jokes in the sideline and just keep morale up. And just kind of a guy you need, especially in a tough game when people are down.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fine line between like focus and stress, you know, and you got to have that little lackadaisical attitude every once in a while. Of course, not the whole time. There was Andrew Hoekstra getting up. Andrew's got a little bit of height. We were saying on Tuesday, Andrew's got about 41, 42 saves on the season, 3 shutouts so far. He's worked his tail off to get where he is.
Yeah, he's having an incredible season. As a goalie that played next to him for 3 years, he's just such a consistent player, and you can always count on him inside the goal. He's also a very good communicator as well. He just always knows when to call someone out and just when to encourage them. Just a very honorable trait with him.
Finnegan there with a couple of moves, not able to get it past. There's Soren Winquist-Bailey there, getting it down to Rodriguez, trying to make a move. Soren with good support, puts it over. I mean, this would be a long shot. Probably want a little bit more drive on the ball if you're going to cross it like that. But an opportunity there. Sam, this is what Sam did yesterday too. Take a look at this replay. He kind of puts it over. We get an opportunity. Finnegan gets it. He just doesn't drive the ball down.
Yeah, it's just a little above his head, but very good effort to get onto frame.
Good replay there. Maybe a chance to talk about our crew as looks like Jack Lichty came in for Justin Riddle. Jack anchoring the back defense this whole time. Or no, actually, Jack's been out there the whole time.
Yeah, Soren Winquist-Bailey subbed in at left back for Justin Riddle.
Okay. So we're talking about the replay. So I got a crew sports broadcasting class. Lars is not a part of the sports broadcasting class, former player here, as we talked about. And we'll talk about maybe his other accomplishments this year so far. But Kenneth Tolman on a camera for me. We have Hudson down there in a camera, Katrina. And then running scoreboard for us and running some of the things on our new video board, Vince Araneta. As editor tonight, Chas Luchanan, as Rodriguez tries to use a little bit of speed. Actually does, forces the ball out of bounds, so throwing for Wheaton Academy. Beautiful night for soccer. That's probably why we live in Chicagoland for nights like this.
Yeah, only for a few more weeks.
Logan, you know, when that ball skips on the ground, that could be a little bit hard to pick up there as a keeper.
Absolutely.
Never afraid to take a look at a shot. Some people, when they look to take a shot, I'm wincing because I know that that's hopeful at best. But he scored from there just 2 days ago.
Oh, brilliant free kick.
If you're joining us tonight, thank you for that. Of course, if you are into possibly watching more Wheaton Academy events, if you're a St. Francis fan, I don't expect you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that's okay. Unless you're going to be scouting us out for other potential seasons. But we got a sub here, 22, Gio coming in.
Yeah, he's a young star. Made varsity his freshman year. He's an exciting prospect. You always see him working down the sidelines, and he's very skillful with his feet. So you'll see him dribbling through defenders a lot.
Alex Holland getting applause from the bench. We don't lose much with Alex in. Alex has got speed. He's got hustle. He gives you that for about 5-10 minutes because he goes hard the whole time, doesn't he?
Yeah, and in such a small frame too. You see a lot. You heard the phrase "small but mighty," and he gives you all that.
There's Gio for a header. So it starts. It looked like in that moment, we'll give you the replay here. That was Froslid who puts the ball over, and then Gio gets a rebound off of that header. As you hear the bench come over and give full support. So was it pretty advantageous to sub in Gio in that moment?
Yeah, you'd almost think like it was just meant for him to score there, and the ball just deflected right to him, and it was such a great finish by Gio. It's always fun being on the bench when you just get to celebrate with everyone. It's almost as if you're playing with the whole team.
At one point I was coaching soccer, basketball, and tennis all in the same year. And for 3 years I coached soccer, and we went downstate and came in fourth that year. No, third. We got a third place medal. I have a third place medal downstate, which is absolutely ridiculous. Thanks. But I was on the sideline all the time, and when we scored, it was one of the most fun celebrations to just kind of hug each other as coaches, to celebrate with the players. One guy scores, but the whole team really enjoys that moment.
Yeah, the whole team celebrates it.
There's a long ball from Finnegan to Rodriguez. Rodriguez settles down, lets everyone else catch up, gives the ball to Rinchenkov, tries to turn it back. He does pull that ball back a lot like that. He didn't get a chance to that time. So that first one, again, set up by a good cross by Sam Froslid there on the right side. Ball hit the head of a St. Francis defender, but Gio was able to follow that up, put it back in the net. A couple of good opportunities in the air for Wheaton Academy so far.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're commanding the air and just looking good overall.
Jack trying to clear that ball out, did what he could, but ball's kind of settled down.
It's a great header by Caden Massey. Caden actually was striker last year for JV, so it's a surprise to see him in the back, but actually he was playing during his club season in the spring, he would play center back.
How important is club in the offseason for a soccer player?
I'd say it's very important. It's just a way to continue growing your skills and just kind of, it's a great way to play with other players and just kind of learn new tricks and things.
A lot of good players even consider not playing high school ball for club.
Yeah, and most times the very best of players, they'll go and play for a club team off, and it's just a way to play with just a big group of great players.
All right, so a long ball there by St. Francis. They have two guys on our half of the field right now. They're packing it in, and you can tell there's 6 guys surrounding Logan. It's no secret that Logan is our leading scorer.
Yeah, Logan is just a great player. His ability to just take it in space and take on defenders just make him a great double threat.
Give you this stat for Logan Finnegan on the season. He scored last night. So, and here's Logan with the ball right now. Little juke move, walked around, gets it himself after that, threads it across. I think he was just trying to bump it right off the.
Yeah, what a play by Logan Finnegan. You just love to see him taking on defenders like that. Even the goalie, And he's just such a confident player. Even when he makes a mistake, he still just goes after it time after time.
Yeah, I thought that play was dead twice, and he kept going at it. Here's Froslid with a corner kick. Nice low ball. I love it. Oh, and that went in.
Wow.
That's Jack Lichty.
That's a great goal by Jack Lichty.
Coming all the way up, talking about on Tuesday, every corner kick, there's a reason why he comes up.
Absolutely. He is a menace in the air. And every time he gets a head on the ball, you always think it's going in.
Well, 1-0. You have a little bit of hope. 2-0. Boy, you need to get your butt in gear now.
Yeah, 2-0's making it difficult for St. Francis. But you never count them out. You see, St. Francis have a great team, and it's still early in the game, and anything could happen.
Yeah. And certainly for Wheaton Academy, I heard someone recently say, I'm not sure, I think it might have been Tom Brady. And I mean, Tom's a winner. And I'm not a huge fan of Tom, but he said when you're playing not to lose, you're playing not to win. So I love that quote because so many teams, there's a drive there by, well, we'll see here in a second, as the ball was loose there in the middle for a sec. When you take your foot off the gas, you give another team momentum, you give them something that they haven't experienced before in the game. And I mean, you see it a lot in every sport where a team starts to settle down. And in soccer, momentum shifts quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all one goal. I mean, if St. Francis gets one goal, it's then 2-1, and then another goal, and it's tied. So anything could happen after one goal. You can never feel comfortable.
There's a long ball from their keeper at the 45 all the way to Hoekstra. So, Lars, you were a keeper here in our program. Talk to our viewers about what you're doing now.
So, yeah, I am the varsity kicker for the football team here at Wheaton Academy, and have a game this Friday against, I'm not sure,
Christ the King.
Christ the King, and it'd be great for everyone to come out there. But yeah, I'm the kicker. I do kickoffs, field goals, extra points.
There's Froslid, gets a little chip. Oh, man, almost played it right to Finnegan. Nice opportunity there. So, I mean, what everyone thinks they know, because I've even seen the talk of a women's soccer player coming and joining the Tampa Bay Bucks as a field goal kicker. But everyone thinks that a good soccer player can translate into a good football kicker. How is that a transition that many make, and what did you find more challenging in that transition?
I just found the challenge was in kicking the ball, kicking a different ball. I mean, football, it's more of like an egg shape, so I'm so used to kicking a round ball that it just took a while to get used to it. But then once I got used to it, it just became second nature.
St. Francis with some dangerous stuff in the box. Hoekstra finally comes up, but a little bit of, you would think, number 12 for St. Francis, it was Sam Premack. Boy, the ball was at his feet, and he just didn't get a good touch on it. Counter here by Logan, 1-on-3 as they're trying to slow him down. He waits for support, doesn't get it, gives the ball up. So what you're saying is the shape of the ball actually matters in terms of how you're kicking it too.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the same ball, I'd be kicking 70-yarders. So if it was easy to do that, everyone would be kickers.
Yeah. So have you, because of your new role, have you had a more invested interest in watching the Bears in is it Pineda? Pinero? Yeah, I mean, is that now, are you watching college kickers? Are you watching?
So yeah, I've actually got a very big interest in football kickers now that I am one. And I joined my first fantasy league this year. So there's a whole new world for me right now in football as not a soccer player.
And would you want to reveal your fantasy record right now?
So I'm 0-2 right now. 0-2, but we're 0-3 actually. But we got some great prospects coming up, and I've got hope for the future.
Oh, man, my first week in fantasy, I beat Coach Thornton. So a good football knowledge and skill doesn't necessarily translate into great fantasy output, I know.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I lost to Mr. Fritz last week. So
yeah, I'd like to blame my brother Carl Castle, past alum from here, who's watching the live stream right now. He was the one that was helping me with my picks. So that's why I'm not doing well. He's a soccer player as well. So we just weren't meant for the drafting.
As St. Francis settles down here, ball in the middle again. I'm not liking the shift here. This is 33, threading the ball across to 20. Yeah, and a goal. I mean, they've been playing around with the ball right there in the middle of the field, and that 18, that's Frank Maricillo. But you can see this replay, the ball's just right at his feet. Of course he's going to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, I think Wheaton Academy was just sitting back a little too much, feeling good with their 2-0 lead, and it came to bite him in the butt, and now it's 2-1.
Saw Hoekstra kind of get up, being like, what the heck just happened? I mean, you can't, if the ball is at the feet of the opposing team at the 6, you're in trouble as a keeper.
Yeah, there's not much not much you could do there. It's tough being a keeper because it's your job to keep it out of the net, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it.
Long ball to Finnegan. Finnegan's going to chase it down, leaves it alone. Oh,
great shot off the crossbar. Should we check for a dent over there?
Oh my gosh, that was a drive and a half. Saw that replay as the ball sails long. He had a step. I mean, he didn't have much time to shoot it, unfortunately. He couldn't settle that ball, so he had to kind of take it off the half volley. But it's really hard to keep that ball low on a bounce like that, yeah?
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. It just takes time and effort to learn how to do that.
There's Pitts trying to settle us down. So that's where I'd like to see Jack just kind of take it, pause, be confident with the ball, try and get some sort of flow and rhythm here. I see number 15, Andrew Ramirez, back into the game for Wheaton Academy. He's in the middle of that field. St. Francis with another push. Good job by St. Francis, taking a 2-0 deficit and really making this back into a game again.
Yeah, anything can happen now. Now it's 2-1.
So we got viewers from all over all the time. We appreciate that as Daniel Rinchenkov chases that down with his speed to see what the support looks like. No one up near the goal here. Everyone's kind of behind him, and Finnegan doesn't get much with it. So, of course, leave us comments on our YouTube channel and go ahead and let us know where you're watching from, who you're watching. Beautiful sunset happening here at Wheaton Academy tonight. See if we can get a view from one of our camera operators at some point to give you that look. I know one of my editors loves a good view of the moon and was complaining the other night that the moon is slowly fading away. It was a full moon 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It's getting dark earlier, Lars.
I know. Winter's coming.
I swear that was a slogan for something before. The first question of trivia night last night was a Game of Thrones question. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but we guessed it correctly, thankfully. Did not come in the top 3 in trivia last night.
It's unfortunate.
May have had something to do with an arrogance on my part, thinking I knew the last answer when I didn't.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Fritz still holds a grudge. All right, so Warriors settling down here. In the midfield, there's Andrew Ramirez. We have Soren Winquist-Bailey right here on the outside with the orange shoes, trying to look for and make a move for Daniel Rinchenkov there. didn't go the way he expected. Anchoring the backfield, we talk about it, but Caden Massey, Jack Lichty, and over there on the far side.
That Noah Sajkovic.
Yeah. We have Gio in the midfield on the right-hand side. Logan up front. Nazar there in the middle as well.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of St. Francis counterattacking most of this game. See, most of the time they've got 6 or 7 people behind the ball and just a few hoping to get a good touch up top.
Yeah, I think Coach Cody recognizes maybe some of these guys, you know, I mean, it's senior night at St. Francis. You've got so much adrenaline coming into this game. Not only that, but now you've scored twice. There's going to be the inevitable lull. And getting the sub in at the right time. I see Sam Fraslett out here right now, even though he started, giving him a breather so he can come back new. Got a couple of guys over there warming up. I think that's Kyle Huerta, right?
Yep, Kyle Huerta and I believe Luke Froese.
Yeah. Both of them came in on Tuesday, gave us some good minutes. In a tight game. So Wheaton Academy's deep. Coach gave me a starting lineup on Tuesday, then changed it an hour before. And he said, I can't help it. We've got so many good players. You got to mix
that's
it around.
That's a great problem to have.
Yep. So St. Francis is in our conference. We're 5-0 in our conference right now. Beat Riverside Brookfield in double overtime in a 1-0 victory. You know Riverside Brookfield is going to give everybody else grief. Warriors, to secure the conference, they're going to have to go undefeated.
Yeah, we have a very difficult conference, and just almost everything close to perfection is what it takes to win the conference.
Some years it feels like conference is much easier than others, right?
Yeah,
this is one of those that feels like everyone's gotten better because we've gotten better.
Yeah, it's just, it all depends on your senior class and like where you build your base from. And just with a very talented senior class, it feels like everyone else is just rising to our level.
Warriors had an opportunity there closer to the goal, but nothing came of it. 15 for St. Francis. Takes it around. I don't see his number here, but Soren kind of gives him a little push there. Good call by the official. A little nudge in the back.
No need for a yellow card. Nothing stopping a fast break or anything.
So why do they have 2 guys here?
They got 2 guys just in case they want to play a short ball and just move the ball up closer to the goal to take a better angle. And as you can see, takes the free kick in.
Oh.
A close miss by St. Francis.
That's just a little nip of the head that can go into that goal. You got to win those in the air if you're Wheaton Academy too, right?
Yeah, it's a must, and just sometimes it's difficult with players running in, people setting screens and everything.
Appreciate the viewers here tonight as things settle down here in this game. If you're just joining us, 2-0 lead for Wheaton Academy.
2-1 lead.
2-0 early. St. Francis came back and it's now 2-1. First goal came off of Sam Fraslett on a cross. Trying to think back now. Gio got the second goal.
Gio has the second goal, the header.
Get back to you on that one. Logan Finnegan with the ball here. Getting the ball out wide. There's Gio. to Rodriguez. Pulls the ball back on a
Great
string.
turn.
Yep. I don't think he might have been trying to pass it, but there's Luke Froese where we were talking about it. That's number 25 here. We talked about him getting ready to come in, so he is in now. Tipped out by Wheaton Academy, so St. Francis with the throw-in. Got people watching all the way from Franklin, Tennessee tonight, Lars.
Oh.
And I'm assuming they're related to Kyle, since they said "Go Kyle Howard." So
You know, you might think that.
that or Kyle's got a fan club beyond his family.
You know, as his junior year, he could be having some scouts down from Tennessee with colleges down there.
That's true. Lipscomb, Belmont, those are good schools. University of Tennessee, I mean, we've ruled out D1 right there. I'm not saying anything, Kyle. If you're going to go back and watch it, you got potential. But no, we appreciate the families watching. That's one of the main reasons why we do this. Give people an opportunity to see family members that they wouldn't normally get to because of long distances. So thanks for tuning in. We run an Instagram and Twitter account at The Real WaTV. We do a lot of advertising for that. Lars, I don't know if you heard the announcement today, but Wheaton Academy was named a Blue Ribbon School.
Really? What does that mean?
That's a good question. Blue Ribbon Schools, there are only 5, I believe, Blue Ribbon Schools that are private high schools in Illinois that got this distinction. It's a number of schools across the country that get selected by some administration there in Washington, D.C. The last Blue Ribbon School to be named that around this general area was Naperville North back in 2015.
Wow.
Naperville North's a good school. So a couple of local schools. Actually, one of our conference schools got named that as well. Timothy Christian got named a Blue Ribbon School this year.
Wow.
So congrats to them as well. There are a couple of staples like Stevenson High School out there in Lincolnshire got named that, but it's a really big deal. Wheaton Academy will be bringing a few people from Washington, D.C., or to Washington, D.C. in November to receive the award. We're pretty proud, but, you know, of course, there's a nice ball there by Logan getting around. Tried to get it to Rodriguez. Had an opportunity, but didn't quite get a foot on it. And Wheaton Academy, it feels like things have settled down here for a second as both teams are trying to figure out the other. But we certainly want to give all the credit to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ first and foremost. We truly believe that we have been, wow, Alan Rodriguez with a cross there, just missed, kind of curved around there. Been given opportunities, been given some amazing people that have tried to financially invest in this. All of the parents that have invested in 1, 2. How many castles have gone through the school?
We've had four castles, with my mom being one of them.
Yeah. So multi-generation families, as Logan just didn't have the stamina, the footwork to complete that great run. He kind of weaved in and out of things. So your mom had a great experience at Wheaton Academy and wanted you to have that same thing?
Yeah, I mean, just loved it here, and with my 3 siblings also going here, it's just been a great time spending 3 years here, and just hoping for a great senior year here as well. Having a great senior year here as well.
Yes. It's going quick, isn't it?
It is going so fast. It seems even just my first 3 years, they've just, like, freshman retreat was just a week ago, it almost seems like.
Yeah. Spending a good chunk of time thinking about homecoming, and then homecoming's next week already. Getting excited for it. There's some fun days. I'm not gonna lie, my advisory group might win it all, dude.
Oh, I don't know. With the senior advisory group day, I think we might have it in the bag this year.
Okay, I got some tricks up my sleeve. I have never had an advisory group that would even come close to a good idea. This year, we'll see if the seniors can hold on.
Yeah, it actually, for the first time ever, our senior class might have a chance to go back-to-back with fight song victories.
I do love a good fight song. We should live stream Fight Song Challenge. It's awesome.
It is such a blast, and just the competition is so real between classes, but in the end, it just brings everyone closer together.
St. Francis with a little bit of a possession here on our side of the field. I like what you say about closer together. At some point, homecoming's rivalry, but hopefully our community's after the same thing at the end. And that's really led by the seniors.
Yeah, it's just, we have a great senior class this year with many just great leaders and close chance by Sam Froslid. And we just try to lead humbly and just kind of do our part in leading, and we just have a very great senior class.
We have Kyle Huerta getting ready to check in. I see a familiar name. Luke Huerta is watching here tonight. I would say Luke had an impact on our program.
Yeah, he was a great player here. Played striker here his senior year and just had a breakout season his senior year.
It was unbelievable to see how many goals he scored throughout that year.
Yeah, just such a joy to watch, and just loves the game of soccer. And I believe he's playing at Taylor University this year out in Upland, Indiana.
Yep. Here's Kyle walking into the game here. He's going to sub out Luke Frozy. Kyle's going to take his place up top here as we've got a free kick that Logan Finnegan will deliver. What's he looking for here?
I'd like to see a lofted ball, probably close to the 6, and someone trying to get it. Oh, we have played it short, probably someone to cross it in.
Try to get a little quick one-touch there as
yeah,
you got.
Try to catch the defense sleeping a little bit.
It works. Didn't work this time.
Yeah, every once in a while you get that special something.
It's Caden Massey giving the ball all the way back to the keeper. Most of you that are watching know the rules of the game, but a keeper can't pick up the ball with his hands if it's passed back. Go ahead, former keeper. Tell us the one time you can do that.
So yeah, you can only pick up the ball when the other team kicks it to you, and so whenever your own team plays it to you, you can only play with your feet or any part except your hands. And it's just become such a vital technique for goalkeepers to use these days, because teams are wanting more and more to play back to the goalies to keep possession instead of kicking it up the field.
Yeah, I played keeper for freshman and sophomore year here at the high school.
Really?
St. Francis with a drive. Hoekster's a tall man. There's not going to be too many shots that are going over his head.
No, sir. He is having one great season, and just his confidence is growing game by game, and I just love to see what's going to happen the rest of the season for him.
Yeah, I enjoyed my time as keeper. Yeah, I mean, you kind of feel like you can call out your defense. You can see the game in a different way because you're kind of settled back and watching. So a good keeper is going to communicate with his defense often.
Yeah, you're in a sense just kind of the on-the-field coach, just pointing out different openings for the offense to attack through and just kind of shutting things down before they happen.
We're going to highlight a player on our video board at halftime. We have a former player, I'm sure you remember Ty Seeger, or remnants of Ty Seeger's. Ty Seeger was Gatorade Player of the Year 2 years in a row.
Incredible player.
For all of you that are listening and you want to know how rare that is, I'll give you another sports figure that that happened to. Derek Jeter was a Gatorade Player of the Year 2 years in a row, of course, for another sport. So Ty had a chance to go to Northwestern. Boy, when you have a chance to go to Northwestern, you take that opportunity.
Oh, you take that right away.
Logan tried to get a quick head on it.
So close.
Couldn't get there to kind of, if he got that on that bounce up, he might have been able to just knock that over the head of the keeper. But so Ty's playing at Northwestern, and actually Northwestern played University of Maryland, who's in the Big Ten Conference. And they were ranked number 25 going into that match.
Wow.
Northwestern beat them 3-1, and Ty had the go-ahead decisive goal to put him up 2-1. So he's still going at it. This is his senior year now, so we'll see if he can make it in the MLS, but it's been fun to watch that journey.
Yeah, he's very fun to watch. A lot of pace up front.
There's St. Francis at number 7. It's Guy DeFeo. He's had his feet on a number of opportunities there up front. Rodriguez tries to settle. It does get the ball back. We'll see if he can make a step. He doesn't realize the pressure that was coming on from behind. 4 guys he was looking at in the front. So Warriors 2-1 advantage with 2:53 here left to play in this first half. It's soccer always talks about a 2-minute drill, don't they? Start the game after you score a goal, after the other team scores a goal. You got 2 minutes of strong intensity at the end of this half.
Yeah, our coach, Alex Earl, after we score or get scored on, always yells 2 minutes. It's most likely to get scored on within 2 minutes, and it's either most likely that you score or get scored on, so it's on you to put on the pressure.
Yeah, Coach Earl, a former player for Wheaton Academy as well. I believe I coached Coach Earl in basketball for sure. He was on my sophomore basketball team for quite a while. He did with the basketball what he does with the soccer ball, and that is he is just such a finesse ball handler. It's gorgeous to watch.
Yeah, he is such a fun coach to have on the team, and just like brings such a great energy and just great technique as well, and is just able to show younger strikers just how to strike the ball very well.
So we started our broadcast early with senior night, and I think the audio wasn't that great. So I apologize for that. Try and get you something later on if we can. But Coach Brook came back and read all of the senior statements as Wheaton Academy pushes up here. This is Nazar, number 5, looking for an opening to cross. Pitts was saying, ball at my feet. Didn't get it. Try and get the ball over to Frosley. That's not happening. So throw in for Wheaton Academy. Coach Brook reads those kind of senior statements. That's a big deal for. There's Pitts. Pitts actually had an opportunity. Ball went into the net yesterday, but I think it was called off on offsides yesterday. So Pitts had another great opportunity there. He's tall. He gets those balls. But Brook's reading those things, and those players. Brooks had an impact on you, I'm sure, and those senior guys. Yeah, Coach Cody's great. He's going to be running this program for hopefully years to come. But it was a good moment to celebrate a coach coming back.
Yeah, he just has such a legacy here at Wheaton Academy, and just from coaching here for so many years, it's always fun to see alumni come back just to see him, and just the relationship he's had with all his players, just really someone to look up to in life.
There's the halftime whistle. So 0's on the clock. Warriors got off to a quick 2-0 lead. St. Francis came back. They had a lot of momentum moving in their direction, but Warriors were able to slow that down. Looks like St. Francis players going to have a conversation. Maybe all the captains are having the conversation with the officials right now. there's Logan and 2 St. Francis players. So I think the official probably called the captains over just to make sure that, I don't know, these teams know each other, right? Things are going to get chippy.
Yeah, there's just such a lot rivalry behind through Wheaton Academy and St. Francis, and just things can always just kind of get chippy between us as we've been rivals for I don't know how long. So just making sure we have a clean rest of the second half and just rest of the game.
All right, well, 9:30 left on this clock here. We'll try and come back about a minute left in this half. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll give you a break as well. And we'll rejoin in 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard because you have to find things to talk about. Yeah. Stop fighting us. Well, I won't hit you. I'm bored, I'm hungry. It's not a solution. Eating your flesh is a better solution. Are you a dog? Oh. That needs to be reported to Mr. I agree. What do I do if my friend gets chunks in their soul because he's bored? They're bored. For no other reason except that they're bored and don't want to Went through the 5 stages of because of that. Please clear the playing field at this time. Once again, please clear the playing field at this time for the second half. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. 30 seconds left. You're seeing 3 goals on that replay. First goal coming off of a cross by Sam. Second goal coming off of the Logan one. And we just missed showing you the other one because we cut it away early. So 2-1 lead here for St. Francis, or for Wheaton Academy against St. Francis. We talked about the fact that Wheaton Academy has a undefeated record in their season for conference so far. Let me reference. So our conference is the Metro Suburban Conference. And, well, I think October the 4th, which is coming up pretty soon, I think the schools are looking at records and everything, and October the 4th, they're going to actually seed for the regionals and the sectionals.
Wow.
Last year, did we have, whoa, sorry for that shot for a second. Last year, did we have a seed that was higher than Bennett or lower than Bennett? Because that's the school we lost to, right?
Yeah, I believe. I'm not sure. I think we were close ranked, but I think Bennett had the higher rank, just by a few though.
I do remember us losing at home.
Yeah, it was a tough game with, I think it was 3 goals off the post on a very windy day.
Yeah, I remember it well. And we are hosting the regional again. So that always is great because, number one, you would think getting a regional title for soccer would be easy. It's a lot harder in basketball. So, but soccer regionals, especially with the 1A, 2A, and 3A divisions now, nothing comes in easy. There's Froslid with a ball that skipped over the top. Ball's to Logan. If he can get that step, they're swarming Logan. They're not giving him much daylight.
Yeah, he's just such a dangerous player. Can't give him any room, or else something will happen.
So how about this for a stat? So Warriors are undefeated in conference. They're 3-0-1 away at the opposing team's school. They're 2-1 with neutral sites. And I believe the neutral sites came in the Pepsi Showdown.
Yeah.
So you're going to a different place. Everybody's away in essence. They're 2-2 at home. The worst out of the 3 records is at home.
You know, I think sometimes it just takes. It's unfortunate when you just play like the best teams at home. It just like doesn't look as good on the record. But sometimes you need to play those good teams at home with just like having a crowd behind you, just cheering you on. And I believe one of those 2 games was against a pretty tough team, and it was great that we got the win out of it. And just with the Wheaton Academy and Maroon Platoon, our superfan section, just cheering us on, it just kind of adds to the environment. It just makes everything more enjoyable.
What do you think of this Maroon Platoon section tonight?
You know, it is a Hawaiian night out here, so we have some leis, some Hawaiian shirts. I think Maroon Platoon just does such a great job with just adding new themes and just getting a bunch of people out to the game. And especially on a Thursday night, it's tough to get a crowd out here, but we've got a good showing out here.
Yeah, you're right. Thursday night versus Friday night. I mean, I forget because I teach, but this is a pretty good academic school. It's got homework, it's got tests, and I'm sure you manage your life well because you've been in sports and musicals, and you know what busyness looks like and still can figure it out. But when I wasn't playing a sport, when I had an off season, or even in 2 weeks between the seasons, I was the laziest person. Like, I just stopped because everything was so rigid and on time when I was in season. It takes a lot of discipline to stay up on those academics when you're not playing a sport.
Yeah, it just kind of gives you such a looser schedule, and you just kind of get out of the routine of like the day-to-day practice after school, and it just takes a new getting used to.
my wife, Corey Hockett, the principal at Wheaton Academy, very proud of this blue ribbon acknowledgement for this this school year. An awesome award. She's going to go to DC. She's going to enjoy that moment. She, the principal, the head of school, Mr. Bolt, the former principal, and Steve Carlson, who's our chief operating officer, the three of them do a great job with the top leadership here at the school. Plug in for my wife, by the way. Rodriguez with an opening, and
Offsides.
the official comes over. I mean, that's his only job pretty much besides the line. So you would think he's doing his job.
Yeah, as a past soccer ref, past few summers, it is such a difficult job being an assistant ref. They don't get the praise that they deserve. It is so difficult to just make those tight offsides call with people just running so fast through the lines, and just also calling so many close balls that are either in or out, and you never really get the praise. You only get yelled at when you make the opposing team's call not theirs, and it's a tough. Only the people that can just take criticism can do it.
Yeah, I mean, the other one is by the fans, so I guess you get grief there, and this one's by our bench, so you know you're going to be getting a little bit of grief there. And we're trying to be respectful through this process, but you know there's emotions in this game.
Yeah, every once in a while you get that, either that coach or that fan just kind of takes it over the line, and sometimes it's just you gotta be stern with them.
Here's Logan, makes a quick move.
Ooh, close deflection.
So a corner kick set up there for Wheaton Academy. Froslid looks like he's going to take it. They play it to the short corner. It looks like Finnegan goes running over. He's going to go back now. Ramirez comes over to the short. St. Francis has to stay 10 yards back. So they do play it short, and then Finnegan puts his head down. That's not one of his better touches.
Now a rare miss from Logan Finnegan. His touches have just been so clean recently, and he's just doing very well in new position with being more of an attacking midfielder.
It's nice to be up in this situation against St. Francis. Boys golf beat St. Francis. There's a shot on goal. You'd have to really catch the keeper by surprise to have an opportunity. This is Daniel taking that shot. So I think he's hoping for a little bit more left or right. The Warriors took their thumps from the boys football team the other day. St. Francis with a 40-0 victory over Wheaton Academy at Wheaton College. Warriors pushing it a little bit. Froslid tries to put it behind him. Finnegan goes down. I think he's going to pop back up here in a second. Football has had a number of unfortunate injuries all lumped together, huh?
Yeah, I think we've had 5 season-ending injuries this season. And with a smaller roster starting with only 33 people, those injuries plus another 5 injuries that have kept people out for a couple of weeks have just really taken a toll on our team, and we're hoping to bounce back after 2 losses in a row to St. Francis and IC Prep and against Christ the King, and we're just hoping for a better result this game.
Yeah, both of those teams, it's not a bad loss. You know, both. I mean, IC, 3-time defending state champions.
Yeah, an incredible team.
St. Francis in this conference for a reason. They're getting better because of teams like IC, Bishop, Mac coming up on our schedule on homecoming. Will not be an easy one. There's a quick touch, and yes, Logan getting the ball to Sam Froslid. Froslid with a great one-time strike. Didn't have time to settle it.
That's a great finish.
There's Logan right there. Interesting shot of football for a second as we take that away. We'll take this moment to thank Chas Luchanen for being the editor tonight. It's a difficult job, people. Don't you worry about it. You know what? After all said and done,
They called it back.
it has been called back. Maybe looks like Coach Cody is talking with the official over here.
I believe the center ref called it for a handball in
Yep.
the box against Wheaton Academy.
I think Coach was looking for a way to confirm that it wasn't, or a play on from the side official, because the side official did not make that call.
Yeah.
We'll have to go back and take a look at that replay later when we have a dead ball. But again, truthfully, we want to thank Chas for being editor. It's a tough job. She's in our sports broadcasting class. She's been helping for the last 2 years on our live stream team. We have RJ and Connor on one of the field cameras, and then Kenna Tolman on a camera down on the left-hand side. Katrina Grassman with a camera up top. So we're running 3 cameras on this night, trying to give you many perspectives as Jack Lichty just sends the ball well across the driveway to the track and field.
I just think one of the great things about the program at Wheaton Academy is just the engagement that the bench has. You know, you'll always see everyone on the bench staying engaged, and with the other team, St. Francis, just everyone's sitting down. It just kind of, they seem a little bit out of it, and a great save by Andrew Hoekstra. Wow, incredible save. You just see, you always get the bench into it, and this just keeps players active, staying warm, and just kind of, they're almost like the 12th player, just kind of like encouraging and just always ready to be in. They're always engaged.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of coaching for 19 years, and I know it's not easy when you're not playing. I know parents find it not easy to watch a son or daughter not playing. I know that person goes through a lot of practices and wishes they were on the field, and so it says a lot about a program that supports from the bench, like you're saying. That was an incredible technical save by Hoekstra.
Yeah, just a great reaction save from a shot like almost inside the 6.
Getting low and not doing too much. You know, if he tried to catch it, it'd probably get deflected anyways, but soften up right in front of the goal. He just redirected that out of bounds and lived for another day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just such a great position, I think, as previous goalie is you rarely get the you're always expected to make the save, and Andrew just does such a great job with just living up to the pressure and just kind of just doing it. He's just so confident.
Really humble. I mean, when you see him in the hall, you wouldn't know he's a starting keeper with 42 saves on the season. He doesn't wear that, and I've been around players that wear that around all the time. Like, you're supposed to acknowledge that when you see someone like that. And he will just go about, he's Andrew Hoekstra in the hall. Here's a break on by St. Francis, looking for a call. Looks like they're going to give a goal kick for Wheaton Academy. Boy, tough break for St. Francis. They had one of their better opportunities there.
Yeah, it was a great chance. Just missed it left of the goal. Yeah, we'll have a goal kick by Andrew Hoekstra.
Soren Winquist Bailey and Sam Froslid come out of the game here for a second. So up top, we have Alan Rodriguez, Kyle Huerta on the far side there. Balanced in the midfield, Logan Finnegan, Andrew Ramirez. Nazar right there with the ball, getting the ball over here, number 22, Gio. Kyle came all the way over. Switch sides with Daniel Inchenkov, so he's going to go up top. Hopefully maybe they're thinking about sending the ball long on him. I would just love to see more balls played to the corner with Daniel for him to chase that thing down on a full sprint. I know Coach Brook really kept the leash on Daniel, always playing short balls, never giving him a chance.
Yeah, just using his speed. It's just he's such a threat once you play him down the line, and I think this is just a new role for him under Cody Snoffer, and he's just doing great under it.
There's Pitts.
Wow,
Pitts with the header.
Great goal.
Follow up by.
Is that Alan Rodriguez with the goal?
That's a fast sprint over there to the fan section. Wow, and Pitts has been doing this recently, finding the ball right there at the 6, putting it on goal. Maybe we take a look at that replay one more time, see if we can find that. Well, let's not watch football. We'll do that. We'll come back to that replay in a sec.
A great celebration by Alan Rodriguez. As he told me in class before this school day, he would be swimming into the crowd if he scored a goal.
Swimming in the crowd, did you say?
Yeah, and as much as I like watching some football highlights, hopefully of me, there's a great goal of Alan Rodriguez right there.
Yeah, great one-time finish. Pitts won the ball in the air. That's what I actually want to see more on the defensive end, too. But 3-1 now, 25 minutes left to play. Now you got some fresh legs. Got Alex Howland in. I like that substitute by Cody. Here comes. Howland's got one stinking speed, and that is just really short, quick steps as fast as he can go.
Speed.
Been that way all 4 years. Good to see Robbie and Heather get acknowledged today. I think they got acknowledged over there at the tennis courts, too, because Ellie, a senior as well.
Yeah, Ellie Howland, a senior on varsity tennis, playing doubles with Olivia Ham. They're just having a great season this year, and just can't wait to see what happens with the rest, with playoffs coming up soon, and just excited for the rest of their season.
Yeah, Ellie, a two-time all-stater for tennis with different partners. So the common factor is Ellie. So it's she's got some skill. Her sister Maisie Howland played tennis under me as well. So what do you want to see, Lars? In a 3-1 lead with 24 minutes left, do you still put everything up front and go for another goal?
You know, I would just love to see control in the midfield. You know, you'd hate to get a goal scored on, so you never want to either park the bus. That would just allow too much pressure on your defense. But just control in the midfield, just allow play to go anywhere, and just kind of tire out the offense and just let us gain more control and confidence throughout the game.
All right, so we have Logan up top right now. In the midfield right there, we have Howland, you have Fraslid that are putting some pressure on. It looks like Kyle Huerta is running the center mid right now. Or are they running 4 across, Lars?
Yeah,
looks
I'm
we
seeing
got
more
4
of
on D, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing more of a 4-4-2 with Logan and Sam up top, and then Alex and Andrew Ramirez joining them in the midfield.
Pitts has moved back here on defense. He's on the far side. See if they swing over. They're going to bring the ball back. Might as well take some time. You can't do that forever. There's Jack trying to push the ball forward.
Yeah, it's incredible to see Solomon and Gio at fullbacks, considering they both can also play wingers. So they're just a double threat and can, when running up the field, just add another layer to the attack for Wheaton Academy.
Here's Finnegan, number 7. Quick dance. Oh, you know, that was in the box. She's going to call that right outside the box.
That's unfortunate.
Looked like he got a step in there.
It looks like he took a late hit, too, with the slide tackle with 32.
See the conversation being had here. We'll just hold this here. I think she's going to give him a card.
You always love to see Logan Finnegan on the ball. Just so dangerous when going at players. You never know which way he's going, and he's just such a multi-talented person.
That was it's a good move. Quick short steps. You know, they took him down pretty hard. It wasn't going for the ball. It's getting close to the goal. Yellow card because the official doesn't want it to get any dirtier. Logan's standing upright. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah, no, he should be fine. Might be a little bruised up, but I think he'll be great for the rest of the game. And I like the strategy of holding both center backs, Caden and Jack, back with this free kick. Just considering we've got a 3-1 lead, we're not looking to add anymore. We're just looking to hold the lead right now. Would hate to have a counterattack.
Love that ball. Right plate on the ground at the 6, trying to just in a full sprint battle. There's Pitts with trying to get it, catch someone off guard. And Kyle Huerta looks like he got called for offsides. So for St. Francis, it was number 22, Brendan Yaruso, or 32, I'm sorry, Michael Fasana, who got called for the yellow card. He has talked to the coach. He's standing at midfield. He'll check in on the next throw-in for St. Francis. That was called for Wheaton Academy, so he'll stay out for now. As Frosley gets the ball down. Logan with a nice...
Great move.
So Logan can beat 2 of any player. When the 3rd player comes around, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. It's out of bounds, Wheaton Academy, so here comes Michael back into the game. Shout out to our own Mr. Bowling watching on the live stream tonight. Mr. Bowling now in charge of Project Lead, and it's a busy week for Project Lead during homecoming. We got some special activities there coming up with like a canned food drive. We've got our a ball sent across the side.
What a cross.
Holland almost with an opportunity. That was Logan again. He makes things happen here. Watch how close this came with Holland, just maybe a couple of steps shy. Going to Sunny Acres again, and
so yeah, part of Project Lead is Project Lead Local, which they're in charge of the Sunny Acres food drive. And right now we're having a canned food drive for all classes, and the class that gains the most amount of canned food for the week of homecoming will win more points towards winning homecoming week. So yeah, any Wheaton Academy students listening to the live stream, bring canned foods. There are kiddie pools in the atrium for you with your designated color for your class. A tough tackle on Gio, but I think he'll be able to walk it off.
it seemed like Coach Cody knew that he could get it up. You know, he's saying Gio up, Gio up. Like, okay, we got the idea that it was a hard hit. You know, part of soccer is this process of selling the hit. You know, a little bit of showmanship to the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, you're just trying to almost gain awareness of like players that are just either taking a late hit to someone or just kind of getting getting recognition for fouls and just making sure the referee knows if like they just like either miss a call, just like making sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the most extreme example of this is Neymar. He tends to act his way out of any call, and most of the time he earns it. There's Finnegan.
Oh, great header.
That time the ball was driven down, almost too far down. So he's got one that went sailing up. You got one that went almost straight down, but a great job winning that ball in the air. I like the pressure Wheaton Academy is putting on St. Francis right now.
Yeah, it's just like right now we're just very spread out and just be able to contain the ball. We got St. Francis chasing, and we're just looking very, very great on the ball right now.
18 minutes left in this game. If Wheaton Academy can win this, they will go to 5-0 in the or 6-0 in the conference, and maybe wait for Fenton as one of the last remaining games. That will be a challenge for them. But they're doing a great job positioning themselves for another conference championship. Soren Winquist-Bailey coming in here for Gio, giving him a break. So fresh legs is Coach Cody is doing a nice job of moving people in and out. Pitts is going to move up towards the front as Soren moves towards the back.
Yeah, I think Cody, just with being a first-year coach, varsity coach, he's just still trying to gain a grasp on like what kind of strategies are working with this new team. I mean, lost a lot of great seniors last year, and we're just trying to figure out a new system under a new coach. And it's working well with hopefully winning conference.
Yeah, so Wheaton Academy has about 280 people on staff. It's hard to believe that number is so high. And a lot of them are coaches that do something else for a living. And Coach Cody, this is just his evening job. And, of course, he's also involved with, I want to say FCA, but
Chicago Eagles.
That's what it is, Chicago Eagles. And I've seen him in West Chicago at a elementary school over there, and he's got a whole bunch of crew that are teaching little kids how to play soccer.
Yeah, I was part of that program last year, and it's just a great way to kind of like give back to the community and just kind of just see like the younger side of soccer and just kind of like just have a good time with the players and just kind of just have a good time.
Yeah, there's 2 out of the 4 Burek kids that are doing that this time and enjoying themselves. There's a couple of players like Soren Winquist-Bailey's over there. Alan Rodriguez, I've seen him over there.
Justin Riddle.
Yeah. So it's really cool to see. When I was growing up, boy, a high schooler was so much larger than life. There's a hard foul by number 12, Sam Primick. Logan gets right back up, though. Froslid to Logan. Finnegan gets the ball back. Boy, it's just so hard to defend. He takes so many quick little steps. He handles the ball really well. So many of these guys still undecided with their college choice. I think Logan is one of them. Making decisions later as college coaches start to look at it more. Also deciding on probably between 2 or 3 or 4 different college options.
Yeah, he's a exciting player to watch and very excited to see where it goes off to college next year.
Let's hope the rain stays away tomorrow, because we have a Future Warrior preview night bringing on a lot of middle schoolers, and people that are potentially going to be Wheaton Academy students in the future. If the rain does stay away, we got a lot of things planned, a couple of things on the baseball field. We have a number of things we're going to do with our video board, showing different videos and giving stats about Wheaton Academy. If it gets rained out, they're going to let us know, I think, by about noon or 1 o'clock tomorrow, figure that out, and then they'll reschedule it. But it's going to be a fun one, especially because it's a football game. It tends to bring out a bigger crowd. Friday night in general, I mean, if soccer played on Friday night, it would bring out a bigger crowd. You know, you got the weekend in front of you instead. There's Logan ducks to let the ball over his head for a second. Huerta pulls back.
Good turn.
Looks, yep. Holland stays with it. Might have won a. I was going to say it might have been a corner kick. Oh, overruled by the middle official. Side official said goal kick. Middle official points to the corner. So we've got Nazar coming up with a Froslid. We'll see if they deliver a short ball here or let Jack work his way all the way up from the back. Oh, that's Caden Massey working his way up. Jack's going to stay back. 3 subs coming into the game. Number 13, Corbin Bates, first time tonight. 24, Alan Rodriguez. And number 20, Daniel Minchenkov back in the game. Talked about it. The St. Francis athletic director, his name's Dan Harwick. Dan has been the athletic director over there for a while, and I saw him at the football game. We had a number of guys go down. Dan Kowalczyk, who's an anchor on WATV News. If you get a chance, take a look at some of our episodes. They come out every Monday to the student body and community time, and then we release them on YouTube. Dan Kowalczyk went down with a shoulder injury. Who's our guy with the neck?
Trey Becks.
Trey Becks. He had a really tough neck injury. They brought in a paramedics, and I told Dan as he was over there, I said, if it was going to happen, I'm glad it happened with a game against St. Francis because their athletic training staff is phenomenal. They've had the same group of people there for a while. We have a new person on our athletic training staff this year, Brian Carencross. Brian, a former student for Wheaton Academy, and like many people that work here at Wheaton Academy, they've returned after being away at college, come back and work at this high school. That says some pretty cool things about this high school if as an adult people are returning.
Yeah, I think it just adds to the community here and how like people that have been here, it just kind of brings everyone together and just kind of everybody already knows each other, and it's always the teachers just love the students and just work with them so well. And when a teacher is already a student here, it's like they've already become accustomed to the culture here.
Finnegan with a little drive here. Rodriguez with fresh legs coming out the right-hand side. Going to look to feed it. No, he's going to look to shoot it, and I kind of stumbled over that, so that went short there. So Wheaton Academy has a fall musical coming up. I believe the premiere is on Halloween, and on top of that, the name is
Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my goodness. It's a first for Wheaton Academy. Little Shop of Horrors. Now, Wheaton Academy has sometimes repeats different musicals. Found a new one. Corbett Burek, the director for the theater program, did a little bit of research. And what's so unique about this show? You know anything about it, Lars?
Yeah, this show has a giant plant that is controlled by like a human. And so basically it's a giant puppet, but the puppet is a person. So it's just a new kind of character that you're not seen by very much. And just, it's a very wacky musical considering it's a horror musical. And just something new to Wheaton Academy.
And what is the name of the plant? You know?
It is Audrey 2.
There it is, Audrey 2. And Audrey 2 is going to be played by Jaden King this year.
Yeah.
And we won't ever see Jaden. We will only hear that booming voice of his.
Yeah, he has a very close header by Daniel Rychenkov.
Yeah, so we're excited about it. They've already been in rehearsals here for 2 weeks, and they'll keep going for the next 4 weeks. It's in the Whitechapel, so seating's limited. About 150 people-ish can fit into that Whitechapel. So once the time comes, I believe they're not going to be selling tickets ahead of time, so it'll be at the door, probably be around $10. I wouldn't be surprised to get in to an event like that. We'll have more information on our website, but it'll be a fun show. Again, if you're into Wheaton Academy shows, this is a unique one because we've never done it before. So we are getting this giant plant from New York, and it's arriving by freight, I believe, by a giant truck. We'll be bringing it in the next week and a half because you can't fly that thing.
Yeah, I'd recommend to go early to the show to get tickets, considering my freshman year when Wheaton Academy did Charlie Brown, I was goaled by Daniel Rychenkov.
We'll get back to that for a second. So there's the cross.
It's a great chipped header over the goalie, Adam Thill.
Great view there by one of our camera operators. I believe that's Kenneth Tolman. So Wheaton Academy going up 4-1. I'm not going to say all but seals the deal, but certainly that is going to slow that momentum down for St. Francis. This is done with, I mean, your starting lineup had all seniors, but it's not even done with your traditional starting lineup. You got Corbin Bates into the game, who's putting a lot of pressure up front with some fresh legs there. Did you see who that was even crossed by?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that, who assisted that ball, but a great header by Daniel to win it. Daniel's tall, used that header just perfectly placed. Like he knew he had to go over the top of the keeper that time. But what were you going to say? Freshman year,
I was the first person to not get a seat at the closing night of the show. So I missed seeing the Charlie Brown show. And so I would just recommend to go early to show so you don't miss the show like I did.
Oh, Charlie Brown, I remember it.
Yeah, I heard it was a great show. I didn't see it. It's great to see that we have 6 non-seniors into the lineup right now. This just shows the depth that we have for Wheaton Academy soccer and just the future of what's coming up for next year while losing a whole 11 seniors.
Yeah. Well, we've said Logan's name a lot. Last year we were saying the twins' name, the Kilgallen's twins. We were saying Owen Hardy's name, right? Well, no, that was 2 years ago. Whew, time's flying.
I know.
But someone tends to work hard in the off season, fill the gaps where it's needed. These juniors, could be Ramirez coming up here and going to fill that spot. Gio, you said he's been on a starter since his freshman year, huh?
Yeah.
Nazar here with the ball. Someone's going to have to fill that space that Logan leaves because he's really integral to everything that's happening on this field.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the next upcoming seniors, and I think they will just have an incredible season. And I think we're also forgetting about another midfielder, Sam Froslid.
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of the the almost like just like a hidden like secret weapon almost. Like everyone's always talking about Logan Finnegan, but Sam Frozlid just has like an explosiveness to him that some other teams just kind of like let's go under the radar.
Yeah, good call. Connor Royce, number 21, into the game for Nazar there. I have not seen Finnegan. Is he subbed out now? Is he out or is he still in the game? Oh no, he's still in the game. You know, some of these guys are workhorses. Just seems like he doesn't need to take a break. I don't know. He's got great conditioning there.
Yeah, along with Solomon Pitts, you just always see him running up and down the sideline, trying to just get another touch on the ball, and he's another just kind of workhorse that you see on the field.
3:50 left to play. Let's talk about a couple of things as viewers you can think about moving forward. Subscribing to our YouTube channel at the top of the, as time is called here. Looks like Corbin Bates kind of getting pushed away there by Finnegan. I don't know if looked like maybe Corbin was saying he was motioning like his head or his neck kind of got hurt. Doesn't look like it still looks like he's holding his head, which is dangerous in terms of concussion stuff. You always want to be careful here. So our trainers are going to take extra precautions. Follow us and subscribe. Subscribing to our YouTube channel always helps you get notified of new events. We're going to be streaming the football game tomorrow evening, rain or shine. If it does thunder or lightning, they're going to delay the game for 30 minutes every time you see a lightning strike. So you can be watching a lot of empty field on that live stream tomorrow, but we will try and keep that live stream going as long as we can. We will be live streaming the homecoming football game. That will be on Thursday night, and then the homecoming soccer game will return on Friday night. In the middle of that, at halftime, the homecoming court will be announced. Well, will be acknowledged. It will be announced next Tuesday, I believe, after chapel. Speaking of chapel, we have a different live stream channel for that. If you ever want to watch our live stream channel, you can find those links in the top of our webpage at wheatonacademy.org, but livestream.com/WA-live-video is our chapel and fine arts page, and you could see Mr. Brook come back and speak in chapel on Friday if you tune in. Looks like the St. Francis player will get a number on that here in a second, 51. I don't see him listed on this, but we'll take a look again. We don't see it, so he's walking off, definitely holding his head, so maybe connected with someone else's head. We're going to take him out of the game for concussion protocol's sake, I'm sure. Sub will come into the game with 3:38 left to play.
Yeah, even with Wheaton Academy and St. Francis just being such great rivals, you always hate seeing an opponent go down, especially with the head injury.
St. Francis having a little bit of trouble with their fields. Their football field, their stadium, in essence, is in a floodplain, and they have been unable to play football games and soccer games at home. So their football games, I know, have been at Wheaton College anytime that's happened. So that's why Wheaton Academy played on Saturday there, which is fun to play on a college football stadium, but But it's got to take a toll on a program, too. You want to practice where you play. A little chip in there. That doesn't manifest much. So Hoekstra with the ball. Want to shout out a few of our seniors again before we're done tonight. This is senior night. So I want to congratulate these players for spending so many years in the Wheaton Academy program. Some of them, even before they got to Wheaton Academy, were thinking about playing at Wheaton Academy. So Andrew Hoekstra in goal is a senior. Alex Howland, number 2. He played up front and was a part of a lot of the plays here late in the second half. Chris Eklund kicked the ball to begin the game and then was subbed out because he's dealing with a broken foot. Still, he might get in before the end of the season. We will hope for that. Logan Finnegan, Soren Winquist Bailey, Jack Lichty, Sam Froslid. All great players there anchoring the middle of the field here. Justin Riddle had a chance to start and give us good minutes. Noah Skekovic, Daniel Vinchenkov, and then Alan Rodriguez. All 11 seniors going to be missed here in just over a month as the season is already in the middle. 1:27 left to play. St. Francis with a free kick. Win it in the air. I just don't like that, Lars.
I know. You always hate for them leaning in with their bodies on a skipping ball. It just never seems to go right.
Gotta then you throw in the potential of using your hands accidentally. And
Exactly. St. Francis are having some good plays right now, and you never count them out.
seemed like 20 and 12 for St. Francis. Well,
A great cutback by Daniel.
good strike. But the goal came from looks like the official in the middle of the field blew her whistle. She may have ran into someone, hit the deck for a second. She's on her feet now, but she's playing around with that sock like she hurt her knee there. Got our trainer, Brian Carencross, coming out. I think they're going to swap out the official just to end this game. Well, no, she's going to tough that out. Definitely walking gingerly. Walking all the way over. Going to have to drop the ball. He's allowed to then pick it up and play will continue. But Frank Marasico was the lone goal scorer for St. Francis today. But again, Sam Premack did a great job up front as well. Here's Sam right now cutting the ball back, looking to strike it. Hoekstra not getting fooled. Lars, what went right today in this win?
You know, I just think our constant pressure and up front with the attackers, and then just the ability to hold the ball in the midfield. I think we just had a better spread of players and just kind of always had guys in the right place.
Yep, Hoekstra made a couple of good saves. Bench players coming in off the bench, giving us great energy tonight. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of program St. Francis has. They always show up to a game.
Absolutely.
And this 4-1 victory doesn't actually feel 4-1. It felt 2-1 for a long time. And it was a tight game. Good job by St. Francis here tonight. Wheaton Academy stays undefeated in conference, moves to 6-0. and moves closer to another conference championship. For senior night, this is a great win for these guys. Nice to win on this night where you're celebrating your parents, and as you see Logan Finnegan there. St. Francis has a bunch of people living right here with a bunch of us, you know. We all know each other.
Just a good crosstown rivalry.
All right, well, Lars, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Hope to hear you back in the booth later. For my crew in the sports broadcasting class, I'm Matt Hockett. If you want to leave us comments, feel free to drop those right there on YouTube or email me at mhockett, Hockett, at wheatonacademy.org to shoot me a comment, give me a suggestion, and I'd be glad to hear that feedback. But Warriors on the right side of a 4-1 result here tonight, finishing off the St. Francis Spartans. We will return with a live stream tomorrow as the Warrior football team takes on Christ the King here at Performance Trust Field. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a good day. Wait 20 seconds and then stop streaming. It means that comes out time. Well, once you can tell those people we are done with them. It's just more a YouTube thing, so they can bring their cameras up.